Hey guys, Lex here, back for some more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Today we're going to start episode 2. Alright, let's go. The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which she referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Ninth of January, 6:37 a.m. On board steamship Buria.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost suddenly with the ink from this upset bottle.
What does 11037 mean?
Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait!
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What?
Don't be absurd. This is murder. An cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Herlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
My head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait, I can't move. Huh? Ah, what the? Why am I in handcuffs? So you're awake now, We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You. Ha, you found me then. Duh, we found you. And now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, Sorry. Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato. Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Huh? Ha! You pretend you do not know? You are a wolf in sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Not again! Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. What? Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs, surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please. No. No! Wait. What? He dies? Not again. Ugh. Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. Every time I give someone that voice, they die. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case on the floor, I thought I was going to die. Yeah, I can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey, honestly, I thought I had broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock into Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get a feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do they need to keep it the secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant, Mikotoba? You mean? Mikotoba? From your close friend. More to the point, surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her look guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. Suppose so. Anyway, it's about time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you'd better get in there. I think it won't be for long. And anyway, compared to the hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I could stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. I don't speak English. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on an adventure to England together. We leave you at the next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murder. No, I'm not a murderer. You said before. You said you admit to everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know.
Very well. But there's something I would like to ask of you too.
Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare's getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I could do is try to find out what really happened. Could I explore? Court record. Paper seal. Kazuma was sticking to the door. It says keep out Japanese. I'm not sure the Russian crew. Akeruta. This is the paper seal I wrote for the word room. I remember really working hard to make it. But I'll never forget how Kazuma reacted. Do you expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I was sure people would get the idea, even if they couldn't read it, so we used it anyway. And it worked. I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but no one opened the doors. You could see the remnants of the glue used to stick over the wardroom doors. Though it wasn't proper glue, of course, we didn't have any of that with us. So I pulverized some rice into paste to use instead. But to a stowaway like me, every single grain of rice represents precious rations. That's why I spread it as thinly as I could. I couldn't bear to waste any. Can't anyone tell me what exactly happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone.
Please.
Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all.
Well, yes, I was, but...
He would always wake up before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on his voyage. But this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't.
Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder?
I knocked, but there was no reply. Then he started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewmen forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor.
Huh. The white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow.
I wish I knew that. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe.
This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs. They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer?
They found them. The cabin was locked from the inside.
What do you mean?
There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window. The bolt on the door can't be operated from the outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls.
What?
Or to put it another way, the culprit could only have been someone inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation?
Hey guys, editor Lex here. I cut out a few minutes of me thinking of how the lock room was created. Most of it was incoherent babbling. I ended up thinking the bolt was already broken and something else was holding the door shut, which doesn't even make any sense. So, let's continue with this interrogation. This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly?
Are you still going to deny the charges, even despite the circumstances?
Please, Susato-san, you'll have to tell me.
The cause of death is still undetermined.
You don't know how he died?
The ship's doctor is examining the body, of course. He has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call.
So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then.
That's true, yes. Now I've told you everything that I know, so it's my turn to ask you a question.
Yeah, alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Stow away.
Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time.
I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing?
No. That would have been impossible, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together.
He actually asked you? But why?
I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself.
I don't understand.
He just really wanted to frame someone. Make a locked room, mister. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? I was like, he's alive. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of the Incredible trial. I think I told you that, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yeah, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have the talent for it, I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then... then what? Nothing. Forget about it.
Kazuma-sama he's always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you.
Yeah, maybe. Something's still bothering me a little. I didn't know he wrote Russian. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Susato-san. I'm sorry that we kept it secret from you, my stowing away on the ship, I mean.
If I knew Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association.
That's what he said. That's exactly right. Yes, word perfect, in fact.
If you're not the culprit, then tell me, what happened last night here in this cabin?
Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. Then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I...
Fell asleep?
well, yeah.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed?
Well, yeah.
Hmm.
No, it sounds unbelievable, really, I do. But it's the truth. Only I'd waken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything.
Really?
Something wrong?
Oh, no, it's... Please forget it.
Susato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. Oh, jeez.
I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this.
Come on, trust me. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this.
Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow you to... won't allow you that to happen.
I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around? My hands are tied while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen.
Well, what do you propose to do then?
I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me while I...
Hiya!
Did she flip me? Oh, jeez.
What the? That was a Susato takedown.
A Susato what? What martial art form is that?
I'm going to need you to prove it.
Sorry, prove it?
Yes, your innocence. I need evidence.
But how am I supposed to do?
Have you forgotten already? What did you achieve just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law.
Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this crime. I guess this...
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardroom before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors?
Oh, yes, it was. I remember it clearly.
I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well.
Ah! Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled the sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
Yes, that's quite true.
In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma.
Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma thought so highly of you.
Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up?
Well, in light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating here at least.
Thank you. So you finally believe me.
I'm sorry, no. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position.
What does she think I am, a magician?
For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible here. I'll do the same.
Alright, let's go to work, Susato-san.
Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts.
Oh.
I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Everything I can. Kazuma, I swear. I'll avenge your death. Alright. Move. When Haskell's under house arrest by the crew, not to mention Susato's constant glares. I think it's fair to say that I'm stuck in this cabin for the time being. I should focus on investigating here to see what I can find out. I'm gonna present my badge. Susato-san, about this.
Sorry, Naruto-san, but we don't have time to waste on anything else. We must find clues.
She looks serious. Really quite deadly serious. Guess we're examining. Oh, he's here! Okay, I thought this was a foot for a second. Oh, cool. Wait, what?
This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing.
London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. Looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. Could be a valuable clue.
Hiya! That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed from this world, but you must not read his private thoughts.
But what if he sounds on something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it.
Poor Kazuma-sama.
I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for more clues... for clues more important? Guess not.
Oh dear, that won't do.
Oh, what? What's the matter, Susato-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly.
Ah, yes, that's not good.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruto-san?
That's what I was trying to do. But I clicked on the table.
I'm sure you're careful to look everywhere using
Left and right.
aren't you? Now let's investigate all the corners of this cabin.
Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Ah. Oh, cool, there's a check mark. Cool. I'll do the Russian letters last. That's my dinner from last night, roast chicken. It was really tasty.
Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here?
I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate it on the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor.
But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he?
No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me.
Oh no! Does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on Earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible.
Ugh, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Yeah, couldn't you stab them?
That's Kazuma's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it.
Yeah, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul.
I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this ship.
I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone, but I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Table.
There's nothing on the table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason.
Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute.
What is it?
That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all.
So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama.
No, no, no. Maybe. Seigi. Japanese word for justice. The brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma.
Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet you, can you really look at those characters without feeling shame knowing who drew them so thoughtfully?
Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to?
Even though he's stowed away on the ship?
Ugh. Now you're going to bring that up, are you? I can't win. Can't do the broken chair stuff? I thought that would be important.
When I went to help and the crewman forced the door open, this bolt had been firmly closed.
It's quite a small bolt and not particularly sturdy, and it slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone expects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from the outside of the room in a situation like this.
Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door in this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using a needle and a threadless trick there, I'm afraid.
She glares at me like that. I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Still can't pick this. I swear, this has something to do with it. Wait, that's not a chair? Never mind. These are the rules of passage for travel abroad to SS Berea. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Uh-oh. What? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet?
I was also thinking that.
I can't decide.
Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Let's talk to him. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me. What? I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it's not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke.
Doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty.
Might have some useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Yes, you. Yeah, of course not. Now, back to the corner of the room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, you seemed a little flustered. The books have fallen over the shelf. Look, they're all toppled the same way.
What's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well.
Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything mown down at once.
I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think?
I seriously doubt it.
skeleton, perhaps? It was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage.
I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe. Just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Messing with the scene of the crime. Why did he set it up like that? Come on. What do you think this is? Looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever that thing was, it appears to have been broken clean in two.
The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from Kimono outfit.
I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he?
The mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue.
Guess you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin.
It's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me.
Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I stored away in this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case.
Ah, yes, it says here, this way up, in Japanese.
Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in there.
Oh dear, the story isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Well, it was less painful than the Susato takedown.
Was it?
Did I get everything? Get the ink. What? The ink is not important? Okay, I'll do the body outline. Did Kazuma write that before he died? Looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his fingers in the spillage.
He was killed instantly, and he wrote that. Oh, I don't know if they have good enough medical whatever autopsy to determine that.
Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it.
I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of clue in his final moments, was he? So I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing.
I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san.
What? Then what language is it?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I want? Oh wait, left. I keep using bumpers. The bed. Huh. There's a vent. Chair? So this isn't a chair. Never mind.
This is, yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think.
What do you mean, contraption?
I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you could pull to ring a bell to summon servants.
Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try?
Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously.
Hey, stop that.
I suppose nobody comes for nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
No, I'm sure it's just everyone's busy, that's all. With the dead body and all. Vent. They could have went through the vent.
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the. It looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, that would appear so. You're right.
But if the purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough,
Or something like that. I suppose maybe that's it. What the?
Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago.
As far as I could tell, it looks like he might be European.
Oh, how did he...
You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall.
Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. Doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk or just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we must simply talk with him.
Am I just imagining it, or is Susato-san looking uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press A on people when they're in crosshairs, you may converse with them.
Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do.
I still didn't do the drawer, or the cabinet.
It's some 2 weeks since we set sail in Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruto-san?
I think that living isn't quite the right description.
Oh, I suppose not. Although, it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
The trouble was I never knew when a member of the crew might come in, so yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
Because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin?
No, sadly not. Cool. Excuse me? Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh! This is a critical point in my investigation. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly.
Yes, perhaps that would be for the best.
Greetings, I hope I haven't kept you long. What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk? Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry. What do you see? I feel like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry? What? And now, whilst adventuring towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least.
But how?
How the deuce I knew that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
But of course, a great many things. There's no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary.
Huh?
You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. Huh? And when the bare-boned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. What? Just to be clear, you're talking about me, right? Are you? Certainly, I am. Do you see another in the cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I don't even have one person who fits the bill. You only killed Wilson.
So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama.
What?
And you're plotting a revolution too. It's a shameful behavior, Naruto-san. Absolutely wicked.
No. Listen, there's no way I...
Hiya!
Now explain yourself.
Tell me everything.
This is ridiculous. Alright guys, I'll end it here, and next time we'll see what the hell Sholmes is talking about. So don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See ya.